if you have locks, you can't even get certain jobs. What you saying, gals? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live life the affordable way. My name is Moniqua. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what they don't tell you about getting locks. Like, we're going to have a real chat. Like, I just want you to know, when you first get locks, they don't tell you how locks and starting your locks can mess with your mind. I'm saying this because there are days where you're going to feel like absolute garbage. And there are going to be days when your locks are not going to act right. Like, there are gonna be days when you come to the realization like, hey, my locks don't look like the Instagram or the Pinterest pics. There are gonna be days when you're gonna be down, but there are also days when you're gonna be like up. Like, but in the beginning, it's such a tedious process. It messes with your mind in a way, because if your locks are not going a certain way, like you're getting agitated, you're getting irritated, if you're not seeing length at a certain time, you feel like the tough stuff you're doing is not working, if you encounter any problems at the beginning stage, you want to cut your locks, like, it is literally a mental game. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I can be real with y'all, I've been there and I was battling my mental. Like, it was plenty days when I wanted to cut my locks, but I stayed through it. Like, I literally stayed in it. Now I feel natural, I feel free, I embrace my natural beauty. Like, my lock journey has built my confidence. Like, it made me just feel like more me. Like, I'm able to embrace my natural self throughout my hair. Like, yeah. And it also, I feel like it tapped something inside of me. Like, it made me more creative and, you know, trustworthy. Another thing that we're going to talk about is when you're in the starter lock stage. Like, your starter lock stage, locks will shrink. Like, you can start long, but your locks is definitely going to shrink. But starter locks takes a lot of self-acceptance. You gotta accept how your face looks with that starter lock. You gotta accept how you can wear that starter lock just like that. You gotta accept, like, hey, I can't hide my locks. Like, I gotta embrace it. You gotta accept that, hey, I in the ugly stage right now. There are gonna be naysayers. Like, once you start your lock journey, it's no more hiding behind the wigs, the braids, the faux locks. It's no more of that, because I even tried at one point to hide my locks, but it didn't work out. You just gotta accept your starter locks for what they are and embrace your journey. Another thing that they don't tell you on your lock journey is they do not tell you how a lock journey will teach you so much life lessons. Like, this might sound crazy, eh? Like, if you're somebody who don't have locks or never, like, been through nothing, like, you wouldn't understand. Like, it's a lot that goes behind your lock journey. Like, your locks will teach you a lot of lessons. Like, you're basically watching your hair go through so much different stages. Like, it's your perspective on how you look at other people with locks, because then once you have locks, like, you start to notice things. Like, you start different things in people's locks. Like, you start to, like, before I got locks, like, used to look at a person like, oh, they have locks, it's nice. But now that I have locks, like, I look at them totally different. I can see if they're doing their maintenance. I can see if they're bleaching their locks. I can see if they need a retwist. Like, all of these things I start looking at when I get life. Like, it changed my whole perspective on locks itself. Like, I can see when a person in their button stage. Locks can change your appearance. That's another life lesson. When you don't have locks, I don't know if you noticed, but when you get your hair done with weave, you will have like a nice slip back, or when you have curly hair, you'll have a different look. But when you have locks, you have a different appearance. I feel like you don't look the same like how you look. Yes, you are the same person, but you look different. I don't know if y'all can relate. Another life lesson that your locks teaches you is definitely having patience, because it's gonna take a whole year for you to see the end result of your locks. And some people it's less, some people it's more years. But for me, it took a whole year for me to see what was really going on with my locks and what direction it was headed in. And it teaches me a lot of patience, because when I first got locks, I was done questioning and Googling how my locks looking, what's going on, is it growing, if it's supposed to be doing this at this time. Like, I was researching, and when I was coming up, it wasn't a lot of research that I could have used on my lock journey, because it wasn't a lot of lock influences. Like, I had, and the videos what I was finding was very old. Like, I couldn't relate to what that happened a couple years ago. Like, you still using beeswax. Like, these people don't use beeswax no more. So it was a lot, and it took me a lot of patience, but gradually we got there. We went through trial and error, but I am here today, so that's what matters. Another life lesson that Locs teaches you is it teaches you something to look forward to. You're looking forward to it, whether it's growth, whether it's your budding stage, whether it's your maturity stage, your teen stage. Like, Locs gives you something to look forward to. So every milestone in your life, you have something on your hair journey to look forward to. Those are the life lessons that Loc teaches you. But what people do not tell you is about the negativity. If you have locks, you can't even get certain jobs. Where I live, if you want to be a police officer, you cannot wear locks. You gotta cut your hair off. And certain islands where they live, they can't have locks if they're a bank teller. The stereotypes on these jobs, like, it's not it. Like, it's really not it. Like, I feel like you should never judge somebody based on how their hair is, and you should not determine what kind of person that person is based on how their hair is. Another part of the negativity is people will literally question you and ask you, why did you do that to your hair? Like, it's such a bad thing. Like, you end the world just because you lock your hair. Like, come on. Like, it's not that serious. I locked my hair. It was a personal decision. Let people be. So I tell people all the time, do not let the opinion of others affect you. And if a job is going to not hire you because of how your hair is, you don't need that job. That's not a job for you. Those are the things people are not talking about with those locks. Another thing that they don't tell you about locks is growth. Like, my hair has never, I can keep it a buck, my hair has never been this long before. The only time I would see this length is with weave, to be real. So locks definitely gives you something to look aside from your hair growing. Another thing that you don't have to worry about is comb and braids and weave and the thugging and the pulling. Like, that is what I most appreciate on my journey, because I always hated getting my hair done. Like, I love the end result, but I hated getting it done. Like, sitting down there, they tugging on my hair. Like, I hated it because I just felt like all that pain is unnecessary. Now with locks, depending on who you go to, because some people are a little bit rough-handed, they will pull your hair a little bit too tight. Then this is where you gotta speak up for yourself and tell people what you like from what you don't like and what you feeling. Like, don't just take anything. But your loc maintenance is half as much as what you would go through with regular hair or putting weave in. It saves you less time. But what they don't tell you about locks, whilst we're talking about maintenance, they don't tell you about how when your hair get long, the maintenance hurts your hand. Like, I literally dread doing my hair right now. Like, I can, every time I think about doing my hair, like, I just say, you know what, let me go to the salon, because my hand be hurting. Like, I'll finish one side, then when I think about the next side, like, my hands be hurting. But opened up my creativity, because I was a girl, I never used to do my own hair. I didn't know how to do my own hair. I didn't try to do my own hair. But with locks, it opened up my creativity, because I started seeing videos. I was like, I could try that, I could do that, and now I can do it just as much better as the stylist do my own hair. And I've never been that kind of girl, so it definitely opened up my creativity. So if you are somebody who don't do your own hair, you might get a little bit creative when you get locks. But if there are anything that people don't tell you about locks that you found out, you can drop a comment down below and let me know what else is there people don't say about locks. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.